All right, guys, Darren from FBA Elite, and welcome back to another video. So in this week's video, we're going to be doing more product research, and I've got a great free tool that you guys can use. Now, this is going to be useful for both new sellers and existing sellers. So if you're excited to see a tool that's been developed by Amazon with real world Amazon data, hit that like button because that's what I'm going to be showing you in this video. Now, before I jump into the video, I just want to say a big thank you to everyone that's joined the FBA Elite forums in January. We've got over 4,000 members there, so thank you to everyone that's joined, and also thank you to those of you that have signed up to the FBA Elite course and the mentorship program as well, who are placing your faith in me and my course. So let's jump into this video. So the tool that I'm going to be looking at in this video is called the Opportunity Explorer. So as I mentioned earlier, this has been developed by Amazon and has real world Amazon data and will be beneficial to both new and existing sellers. Now, what I really like about this tool is it will give you insights into niches that maybe you wouldn't have had just by using the traditional product research tools, because this data is coming directly from Amazon. So Amazon designed this tool as they want their sellers like us to come up with new products, better products to sell on Amazon. So Amazon can sell more products, so they can make more money, and so we can make more money. So this help page is available in Seller Central. Just go to help and search for Opportunity Explorer. This will bring you to the help page. Now, this does explain each field of the tool, but I don't think I need to do that. It should become self-explanatory as I show you the actual tool in a moment. Now, this tool should be available to most sellers. If it's not, at the very bottom of this help page, there is a link here. It says, we are rolling out Opportunity Explorer over time to more sellers. If you'd like to request early access, contact us. So I think this tool was first launched around the end of 2021. They've been rolling it out to more sellers. So if it's not available in your account, follow that through on the contact us link, and hopefully they'll add it to your account. So on to the tool itself. Now, this is available by going into Seller Central, going to Growth at the top, and then going to Product Opportunity Explorer. So there's a few different ways you can use this as a new seller or as an existing seller. So I'm going to go through each way, give you some examples, and hopefully you guys will find it beneficial and it will help you with your product research. As we've discovered in the past couple of videos, product research, although it's easy to do, it's very hard to get product ideas. So hopefully this video will help you guys with that. So the first thing we're going to do is just use their category selector. This is a very basic way of using it. You can do searching for individual products, which you can do at any point. But for now, we're just going to start with categories just to give you a broad overview of how this works. So these categories don't directly match the categories you see on Amazon. So you kind of have to figure out your own way through here. For example, there's no home and kitchen category. So I'm not 100% sure how they're doing this. But my overall takeaway from what they have done is they've taken various niches and they're grouping them up under a single product. So there might be one product that has quite a few niches underneath it that aren't necessarily 100% related. So that's why I think they've reduced the number of categories available here. But let's go through some of these and just pick an example product. And I'm going to show you actually one of my products a bit later on in this video. So make sure you stick around for that. So baby products. This is actually one of the products that I use a lot in the course as an example. So anyone that's seen the course will know this is something I look on quite a lot. So let's go to baby products, nursing and feeding. I'm going to go to muslins. Now, the reason I like this product is it ticks a lot of the boxes as an FBA product, and it's also a really good example of what I'm trying to show you here. So if you've actually done a search for any product you come up with, you'll get a long list of related products. If you've just picked one from this list, it will just show you one here. So the first thing I want to do is talk you through this initial kind of overview page, because some of this data is really helpful. So the first one is search volume. If this is super low, you have to look at what this is doing it over. So this is 360 days. So you'd expect this to be quite high. If you see a low figure, then that's probably not going to be a product you're interested in. Next up, we have search volume growth. So this is a good way of checking whether a product is still growing and doing well, or whether a product or a niche is in decline. Search volume over the past 90 days. So this is just this one broken down over the last quarter. So this might be spiked at the moment as the last quarter currently includes Christmas. And then the 90-day growth as well. So you can either see how things are doing over the past 90 days or the past year. So this is really good when you've got lots of products you can compare, because you might be looking for a niche that is growing and showing consistent growth over the year and also over the past 90 days. It also shows you the number of units sold. So in the last 90 days, there's been between 8,000 to 10,000 muslin square products sold in this niche. So that's around about 3,000 units per month. So if you can take a chunk of those sales, I'm sure you'd do quite well. Now, the number of top click products is important as well. If this number is super low, like 5 or 10, I would probably avoid the niche. Now, this takes the top 80%. So actually it says in this help box here, niches include the top products that cumulatively received 80% of clicks after customers entered any search term in the niche. So when customers came into this niche, over 80% of them clicked on the top 38 products. So that shows that the sales distribution is actually quite good in this niche. If over 80% of people are clicking on maybe the top 5 or top 10 products, then maybe it's a niche you don't necessarily want to get into. It's going to be much harder to succeed, as you need a top 5 or top 10 position to have a chance at success. And obviously very important is your average price. So for me, this is on the low side. I'll be wanting to look at something a bit more expensive. But this tool gets even more powerful than this. So what we're going to do is click into the actual product here. So we're going to go into muslin cloths, and this shows you how individual products within this niche are performing. So you can see here how that click share breaks down. So within that 80%, you can see that it is quite well spread. Sometimes you'll come into a niche and the top product is taking 30 to 40% of sales. So this is quite nice to see this distribution. You've got the click count as well, but really we're just looking at the click share. Launch date, again, is something you can look at to see whether it's an established niche or whether it's a fad niche that everyone's launched products in the last 30 days. Average selling price of these products, reviews. So pretty much all of the key data you would need, but that isn't really what I want to focus on. What I want to focus on is search terms. This is really, really good from two perspectives. One, if you're launching a new product and trying to get ideas, so you find an overall niche and you're looking for sub niches, this is where search terms can be really, really powerful. Two, if you've got an existing product or you're just about to launch a product, you can use this to optimize your product listing. And three, if, for example, like me, you have a product but maybe isn't performing as well as you think it should be, things might have changed in that niche over time. So you can come in and see how that the search terms that you've previously optimized for are currently performing versus how they used to perform when you optimize your listing. I'm going to come back to that later in the video when I show you my actual product and how search volume and growth and trends have changed within that niche. So you could go through here and look for other search terms that might give you a sub niche within this niche. Now, just on the look through here, you've kind of got ones aimed at each gender. So I think there's one here for baby boys, but the volume probably isn't high enough for me to want to target that. And looking at these just quickly, there isn't anything here that maybe baby muslins packs. So people selling packs of muslins, maybe than individual muslins. It might be something you want to consider, but to be honest, most of them look like packs of muslins anyway. But certainly if you're optimizing your listing, you're going to definitely have muslin cloths, squares, baby, everything, all of these high volume relevant keywords in your title. And then you can see how each of these search terms have performed over either the QOQ, the quarter on quarter, or the YY, the year on year. So if we sort this by year on year, we can see that's the worst case one. Let's sort it by the most positive. Baby muslin cloths is growing as the search term that customers are using the most. It hasn't got the highest volume. Muslin cloths has got the highest volume by the looks of it at 20,000 search volume, and that's growing as well. So if we go back to sort by muslin cloths, actually muslin cloths for baby is actually the highest search volume, but year on year, that search term is going down. So this might be the search term you're optimized for at the moment, but in 6 months or 12 months, that could change when you've got strong growth in these other search terms. So this is where this is really powerful. And then the final really powerful feature in this tool is the Insights tab. Now, what's really nice about this is it just gives you the cold, hard data for you to look at. So within this, the top 5 products are taking the best part of 40% of the sales, which isn't too bad, to be honest. 40% to the top 5. I have seen niches where this has been at 60 or 70%, which is probably in niches I would tend to avoid. But there's lots of other data that you guys here can go through. What I'll just quickly do is just hide my webcam so you can see some of this other data here that you guys can look through and make your own decisions from this. I'm not going to push you in one direction, what's good or bad data. This is very much open to your own interpretation based on the type of business and type of product that you guys want to sell. So it's a very basic way you can use this tool. What I'm going to do is just give you a real world example now of one of the products that I am slowly discontinuing selling, but it will hopefully give you a better example how this can work with search term trend changes and also how sales distribution in the niche can impact things as well. So I revealed this in, actually it's a car boot liner. I call it a car boot liner or a dog boot liner. Let's do this again, car boot liner. I revealed this a few videos ago talking about how this is my very first product. I've been selling it for a few years, but I'm discontinuing it because the product isn't selling profitably for me any longer, despite the fact I'm still selling kind of in double figures per day. it's just not profitable to sell this product anymore, so I don't sell it any longer. So I've just popped in car boot liner and it's brought up all of these products that could be related. So, if you're just struggling for ideas on product research, you might pop in a product here, then go through some of these other ones. For example, car boot organizer. There you go. You've got a product idea that you can go through, dive into, analyze on here, and also analyze with your usual research tools, which is what I'm doing at the moment. I'm using this tool to get ideas, then I'm taking them onto Amazon using Helium 10 like usual to do my full analysis. But this is really, really good for getting some fresh product ideas. Now, just before I click into the boot liner, I just want to show you this top clicked products and how this can vary. So for example, in boot liner, 19 of the top products are taking 80% of the sales, and boot brush, only 2 of them are. So this niche actually is being dominated by the top 2 products. So it's quite a powerful metric to be able to see this. But let's dive into boot liner. And you can see all of the products, especially these competitors that are nicking all of the sales. So the top 3 guys here are 20, 30, so they're taking the best part of 50% of the sales just between the top 3. And that's one thing I have noticed in this niche is more of the sales are going to the top sellers slowly. It's becoming less distributed, which is I think one of the reasons why my product is starting to struggle a bit. But one thing I think I did touch on in one of the previous videos was how search term trends have changed. So boot liner used to be the #1 search term for this. This is what I was fully optimized for. But you can see year on year is down 30%, quarter on quarter it's down 30% as well. I'm actually currently optimized for boot protector at the moment, which is also still down a little bit. But it's interesting to see if I sort this by year on year growth, we can see that car boot liners as a plural is what people are mainly searching for and is the fastest growing search term, and boot protector for dogs or car boot protector. So people are very much searching the plural versions instead of individual. So it seems to just be a change in behavior, and so I optimize my listings for the plural version rather than the individual. So rather than car boot liner for dogs, I'd probably call it car boot liners for dogs or car boot protector for dogs, and go with these faster growing keywords that are showing more promise longer term than the ones if we just reverse this. Car boot liner, car boot cover, the singular ones, boot protector, boot mat, boot liner, these are all in decline. So this is where this is really powerful, and it's something that I've seen in my real world product, how I've had to re-optimize this product to keep it selling reasonably well, despite the fact it's no longer obviously selling profitably. And then you can go into the insights as well. So you can see, as I just briefly kind of did the quick maths, 50% of the sales are going to the top 5 products, with 93% going to the top 20. So that's why it's becoming more difficult to compete in this product, because unless you're in that top 5 position, there's not a huge amount of sales running down. And if we jump onto Amazon and put car boot liners, you can see there the first suggestion is the pluralized version. And then if we run Helium 10, I would expect we'll see sales estimates that show the top 5 listings are actually taking some of these sales. So making sure Helium 10 stacks up with what we're seeing in Amazon. As good as Amazon probably are at developing tools, some of their tools in the past have been pretty sketchy. So any data I'm going to see in Amazon, despite the fact it should be real actual data, I'm going to compare against Helium 10, because from a user perspective, I've been trusting this data for 3 years and it's never done me wrong in the past. So that's why I will trust this. And if we just exclude the sponsored listings from these results, we can see here, as you'd expect, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, these top 6, This is one thing also I need to mention with Amazon at the moment. They really shuffle search results. So sometimes you're coming in here 10 minutes apart and see these in a completely different order. But you can certainly see how 4 or 5 of these sellers are really dominating the results, and how much demand is dropping off from being in 4 figures, between 1,000 to 1,500 units. And then straight away you're dropping down to double figures and just about in 3 figures some of these products. So it is very much a reflection of what we've just seen in the Opportunity Explorer tool. So hopefully you guys have found it useful seeing this new tool from Amazon. If you did, I'd really appreciate it. Hit that like button. Like I said, I always take that data and do the research on there to get ideas. Then I bring it into Helium 10. So if you want to use Helium 10, I'm going to pop up some discount codes now. If you're not familiar with using Helium 10, I'm going to pop up a tutorial which will show you how to use all of the key tools in Helium 10 in less than 10 minutes. So hopefully you guys will give that a watch.